For the codominance notes, you'll need something regular to write with. Pen, pencil, I'm going to use this teal marker. And then you also need a pink marker and a blue marker, or a pink and blue set of colored pencils. Codominance is a special type of inheritance. It does not follow the regular dominant and recessive inheritance patterns. Codominance is a cross between organisms, and both of the parent organisms have two different phenotypes. That's the physical characteristic. And when those two organisms cross, they're going to produce offspring with a third phenotype. So the offspring is not going to be the same as either of the parents. And in that third phenotype, both of the parental traits are going to appear together. The way I like to remember codominance is like sprinkles that you would put on ice cream. So if you were to take some pink sprinkles, you need your pink marker or colored pencil, and we're going to draw some sprinkles. If you were to take those pink sprinkles and mix them with some blue sprinkles, the resulting mix would not be just pink sprinkles or just blue, and it wouldn't be purple. It would be both pink and blue sprinkles together. Both of the parents are different, and the offspring is going to result in a third phenotype that is both of the parental traits together. This happens because both of the parents' alleles are expressed in the new phenotype because they are equally dominant. So if we apply this principle with the same colors to an organism, let's say a flower, you would have a pink flower, let's say the pink flower is the mom, and you cross that pink flower with a blue flower, two different plants with two different phenotypes for flower color. If the flower color trait is codominant, then their offspring is going to be a flower that is pink and blue. When we show this Punnett square for codominance, all of the alleles, or all forms of the gene, are going to be represented with capital letters. This is because both of the alleles are equally dominant to each other, and both of them are going to show up in the phenotype. You can't make one a capital and one a lowercase if they're both going to show up. So if we take our pink and blue flowers and we apply them to the letters that I've shown below, then the P allele would stand for pink. And if they're both going to be capital, we have to use a different letter for blue. So capital P is going to be pink. Capital B is going to be blue. They're both alleles for flower color. but we need to represent them with a different letter since they are both capital. So if we apply those alleles to the 3 possible genotypes, then capital PP would be a pink flower, capital BB would be a blue flower, and capital PB will be a pink and blue flower. The interesting thing about codominance, since there are 2 capital letters, is that there's only one way to be each phenotype. The only way to be pink is to be 2 capital P's. The only way to be blue is to be 2 capital B's. And the only way to be pink and blue is to be one of each. So when we interpret the phenotype for codominant traits, we automatically know the genotype if we know that it is codominant. Again, when we interpret the phenotype, if we know a trait is codominant, then we know the genotype. For example, here they've given me that my parents are a pink flower and a blue flower, and I know that the only way to be pink is to be capital P, capital P. The other parent is the blue flower, and the only way to be blue is to be capital B, capital B. So I want to cross those 2 parents to determine what my offspring could be. One parent goes on top, one parent goes to the left. And when I bring my alleles down and over, I'll see that all of my offspring in the cross of a pink flower and a blue flower that are codominant for flower color are all pink and blue flowers.